Hey guys, it's Ryan. It's about 2 o'clock on Tuesday, and we're going to be talking today about AI agents using Telegram to manage your business. As you guys know, I've been talking about topics that have to do with generating leads for your business for years now, and also about leveraging artificial intelligence to help convert more of those leads. And today is no different. I'm going to have Sean join me. He is living in Portugal, and I know he has some questions about AI specifically as it pertains to helping businesses. Most people that join this workshop are either business owners or they're agency owners that are wanting to leverage either LSA Command, which is the software that I built to help business owners and agency owners to generate more leads through the Google Local Service Ads platform. And why would you want to listen to me? Well, I've been around the digital marketing space for 2 decades, about 20 years, and my agency, Accelerate Marketing, that does 7 figures now and has hundreds of clients worldwide, is now leveraging tools that I'm talking to you about. So we know by using these tools how they work and how to optimize them. The tools being Google Local Service Ads and also Google Business Profile Optimization, so that your business or the businesses that you manage as an agency can show up at the top and generate as many leads as possible. Now, obviously, that's changed a lot over the past year since AI results have shown up in the search results. And we'll talk about that today. And I'll show you how I manage my business using an AI agent that is leveraging Codex or ChatGPT and Claude and the other large language models. Those are just really the electricity. And we plug that electricity into a harness like Hermes or OpenClaw in order to get more out of the large language models so that we can have them do more of what we want them to do. We can give them a goal and say, go towards that goal. And it can do that for days at a time. If you're going to try to do that with Hermes, or sorry, if you do that or try to do that with either Codex or Claude Code, it won't be able to go towards the goal for very long. So that's what we're talking about today. I'm going to give you guys some really good insights here. I'm going to show you behind the scenes, like I said, how I'm managing my software business, my LSA Command software business. I'm doing lead generation for that business. I'm having it do follow up. I'm having it look. I give it access to all my emails, to my meeting transcripts, to my text messages, my calendar, everything, so that it can have full awareness of what it is that I'm doing on a daily basis, so that it can help me grow my business by doing things like create a better platform, a better software, by helping me prepare for the meetings that I have and helping me do follow-up for the people that I've met with already. It helps me do a lot of things and can help you do the same as well. So a lot of people are trying to figure out like how to make it work for their business. It's really pretty easy, because what I use, and I'm going to talk more with Sean about this, is I use the base platform that you can get from either Claude, which is Anthropic, or so that's Claude Code, or Codex, which is OpenAI's ChatGPT. So those two models, Claude 5. Or Codex 5.5 and Claude Opus 4.8, are the frontier models. I mean, they are really good. Codex is great at coding, and Claude 4.8 is really good at planning and strategizing and content creation, etc. So I use them for different things, but what I use is I use them to actually interface and set up the harness that I put on these platforms or these tools like the large language models that allow me to have the electricity. So in other words, I don't use Codex or Claude Code as my harness. I use Hermes agent because it gives me more flexibility to get things done faster, and it allows me to let the agent work for a longer extended period of time versus if I just went directly to Codex. Now, do I use these tools like Codex or Claude Code? Yes, I do. I use them to help me set up my own Hermes agent. Okay. So that's the base platform that I use to do all the coding to actually connect up Hermes to do the work that I need done. So the initial install of Hermes was all done with the help of Claude Code, or really I just use Codex 5.5. So that's the foundation. I do have a title and description that I've sent, so you guys can see what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to invite Sean into the workshop here. We got a few people watching. Post any comments that you have, by the way. And before I do, let me just you can go to our school community. We do have a school community. You can either go to the website at diyai.ai. You can go to our school community at school.com/DIYAI, or you can text us at 561-861-3238. And with that, I'll add Sean. What's up, Sean?
All right.
What's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
Good. I know you've been getting some good surf over there.
Oh, man, it's been insane.
I know.
Really
my eyes are red because we actually, not because I was just getting high this morning, but it was because there was actually good waves here too. So
oh, nice.
Yeah, I got out. Fort Pierce was firing. Like it was like
Really?
probably 4 to 5 foot. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Nice warm water. It was nice. I was enjoying. I went body surfing. It was really good. But anyway,
Nice.
so you and I have been having some conversations. I want to answer any questions that you have. Hopefully what I laid out there was a good basis for you of like what I'm doing, because we've graduated from using chat agents, conversational AI agents that I started creating 2.5 years ago, which was DIY AI when it first started, because I wanted people to be able to set up their own conversational AI agents in like 5 minutes, to set up a chat agent, a voice agent, a chat widget, all that stuff. Well, fast forward to now, about a year ago, everybody was just talking about using the large language models. And now they still are, but the large language models are great, and they've gotten really, really smart, and their capability of getting things done, of coding, and as you've seen, like creating a website for you, and helping you set up a Google ad campaign, for God's sakes, and creating PowerPoint, like a slide deck for you. Like I remember having that conversation like 4 or 5 months ago in my car, and then preparing a slide deck for you from just like a white paper that you sent over to me about what it is that you wanted to do, and you being like, blown away by that. So now 4 months later, we're at a time where, OpenClaw has been out for about 5 months. And the reason for OpenClaw and Hermes and all these different harnesses that you can put around these large language models is to make it so that we can get even more use out of them by connecting these models to the tools that we use every day. And so that we can, through those connections, give the agent a goal and have it not just take an inbound phone call for us, but actually like do all the things that I talked about, when I first started. So what I'm doing is I'm starting, I've set this up for myself, for my business. I interact with it using Telegram. I could chat with it directly in its interface, which is the Hermes interface. And by the way, Hermes was developed by these guys from MIT, so it's a really solid platform. And it's the one that everybody recommends because it's self-learning. It learns on its own. It learns, it gets better and learns about you and has memory of conversations that it has with you. So you don't have to repeat yourself when you continue to use it. It's like a really good employee, you know? Because what do good employees do? They remember shit. You know what I'm saying? They're not constantly, I mean, and if they don't, then they come to the meetings with a notepad and so that they can remember shit. And that's what Hermes does. It gives you the employee that comes prepared and actually can remember what it talked to you about the day before or last week, and it comes pre-packaged in the system that these guys from MIT developed. So what I use is I use Codex, out of the box. I use ChatGPT to help me set up my Hermes agent on a remote computer so that it can be running 24/7, so that it can do lead generation for me at night, so that it can do the follow-up for me for the next day and prepare a morning brief for me in the morning. All these things. So anyway, so I'm saying all that just to give you a foundation of what I think that businesses, what would really move the needle for businesses, is yes, a chat agent. I think also what really would move the needle is if a business could just, if they identify for you some of the challenges that they're having, and then you're able to identify those workflows and then just solve one of them, you know, whatever that is. If it's sending out invoices, if it's preparing for meetings, if it's doing follow-up for meetings, if it's setting up a morning brief based on all the conversations that the AI has seen you have over the previous day or week, that sort of stuff is really what I'm setting my agent up to do, and what I think that a lot of people are going to be setting up their agents to do in the coming years. So yeah, so I think that any and every business owner, like for example, I've got this contractor, Sam, that he told me that one of the things, the first workflow that he would like to automate and have the AI do for him is creating a job description to hire employees, like a job posting. So he's looking for employees and he wants to set up what that person would do on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And then he wants to offboard that workflow, that job, that work that he normally does to the AI and have the AI do that for him, And so that, I don't know how much time that's going to save him, but if the AI can put together a succinct job description based on what it's learned about his business over time, then it can distill down exactly what it is that needs to be included in that job description, and then create that job offering or that job posting without the employee or the employer or Sam being involved at all. And, it could do that on, as long as, Sam gives the AI access to wherever it's going to be posted to, the AI could even do the posting itself as well. So that's just one example of, like, and it could be anything. I mean, there's all kinds of connectors. I mean, you can connect to, depends on what level of trust you have in the agent. I mean, you could give it access to your QuickBooks. You could give it access to all different types of tools, productivity tools. Like I give mine access to Basecamp, which is our project management tool. So it can see exactly, what's been worked on, what still needs to be completed. I give it access to my CRM. I've actually created a CRM with it. We've created our own CRM because Go High Level is such a pain in the ass to connect to. I'm like, all right, forget it. We're not using Go High Level. We're going to create our own. So I've worked with Hermes. I'm like, Hermes, this is what I want. We're going to create our own. It's a custom CRM that's just going to be mine and ours. That's it. And I'm using Go High Level. Some of the things that I like from Go High Level, I'm taking from there, and I'm adding other things that I want. And it's pulling in all of the conversations from Twilio, from all the emails that it has access to. I've given Max, my agent, its own email address, so it can communicate on its own as well on my behalf. I've also given it access to all of my email addresses, so it knows all the inbound emails that are coming in. So it knows all the communication that's happening, So now it's creating emails, and I'm the human in the loop. So it's telling me, okay, in Telegram, it'll say, here's the email that I want to send out to Sam in order to continue this conversation, because that's the number one thing that needs to be followed up with this morning, because it's the money making, hold up that we've got. So can you approve this email? Can you approve this text message that I want to send out? So that's how the agent's working with me is it's looking at all the conversations that I've had and that it's had, and it's identifying where there needs to be follow-up happening. And then it's giving me, it's prompting me to approve whatever message it wants to send out. So that's where I think, somebody like yourself, and I mean, you've seen how easy it is to use either Claude or ChatGPT in order to get things done. I mean, you just tell it what you need, and you just keep asking questions until you get the answer that, until you understand what it is that needs to be done next, So, anyway, so that's
a long way.
Yeah. So that's what, that's what I'm doing. I think that there's a lot of businesses, what you and I have talked about is like what businesses would need. And obviously local service ads is not available like we talked about in Portugal. It is available in other countries around you. So you could definitely, you could offer lead gen, and the agents could definitely help you set up a local service ads campaign for a business. But yeah, what questions do you have?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at where I've come in the past months since we started this whole thing, it's really, like you said, I'm using Claude primarily. I'm using the paid version, the lowest sort of tier, but it's creating my content for LinkedIn, all my posts for LinkedIn, and this is for my business, right? That I'm still trying to work on, but it's frankly, between us girls, not getting a lot of traction for
Yeah.
a number of reasons,
Yeah.
right? But I'm continuing to just grind away, and it's LinkedIn content, it's scripts for YouTube videos, it's presentations for YouTube videos. I mean, it's creating them completely from scratch. I just tell it what I wanted to talk about.
Yep.
And so, my latest thing is I put together a series of 4 short videos, one on Portugal, one on Italy, one on Greece, and one on Malta. And they all look very standard. You know what I mean? It looks like it's just different information in the same thing, but God, it made it look good. It made it, sound good. And it was super easy and quick to do.
Yeah.
Google ads on my YouTube, because I learned, Claude told me that, if I wanted to even get seen on Google search in my field, I was going to have to pay like $6,000 a month just to get even on the, first 1 or 2 pages.
I mean, honestly, just you being able to get that answer, so that and a neutral answer, not from somebody that's biased towards, getting your money, but just you being able to get an answer from a neutral third party is such big value, and an honest one at that, and actually a pretty accurate one, because I've looked at the competition. You have too. It's super competitive. The guys that you're competing against are making $1 million a year. And so they can throw $6,000. It's not surprising to me that they're able to. So they've pushed everybody else out of the market because they're the ones that are able, they've got the flywheel going. So they're getting the revenue to pay for the ads. But if you're just starting from nothing and you're just wanting to put in $6,000 with the hope of getting, of actually getting some money from it, it's a little bit scary, and it's very prohibitive for a lot of people to do. And so for them to compete, to turn on a $6,000 ad spend immediately, to go from 0 to 6,000 is like, that's a cojones job right there. I mean, so, and you don't have the process and the workflow, honestly, to be able to compete with somebody that's been doing this for, let's say, 6, 10, 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So he's got the known conversion too for that $6,000 spend. Whereas are you going to convert at the rate that he's going to convert at? I pretty much guarantee you're not, because he's got a system. He knows what these people are looking for. He's got a process in place. And so I'm so glad that you were able to get your answer, so that you didn't spend a lot of time, energy, and effort. I mean, you learned a lot of things along the way. You learned how to create you learned a lot about AI and what it can do. And I think that's the one thing that you learn from this whole exercise, is what it's capable of, so that you can potentially pivot.
Well, and that's why I'm here. But I mean, the other couple of things it did was I asked, like, well, what do you recommend? What's the most effective way to get to leads? Okay, YouTube. Do YouTube ads, right? They're a lot more cost effective. People are searching specifically for this stuff. There's a lot more people out there. And so, I'm spending, $250, $300 a month and driving traffic to my site. And I've got a pretty good, and it helped me set up my whole sales funnel from, YouTube to Google ads to my website to HubSpot, to getting a guide, to coming down, to getting into, to Calendly, to linking me to schedule my calls, everything. And then it told me something. I spent this last weekend doing another deep dive. And again, you're right. Just a third, neutral, honest, said, listen, what's missing, you've got a great funnel. You're getting, and analyze, cut and paste, just copy and paste all screenshots of all of my Google ad analytics, summarizes all of that. You're getting great traffic driven from your ads, But when it comes down to it, you're not getting qualified leads to call you and have a conversation about this.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that guy who has already done 250 golden visas last year.
Right. Right. So yeah, that's the challenge. That's the moat that those guys have, and that guys that like myself that have been doing, for example, what I've been doing for years have a little bit of a moat because I've been doing it longer. And the moat is a little bit less, it's a little bit more breachable for what I do, because of the fact that you can give people an early win. You can give people very easily a quick win that maybe I don't really think you can with the vertical that you're talking about with the golden visa. I don't know that there's like a quick win that you could give somebody. They're like, it's like you're either pregnant or you're not. You either get the golden visa or you don't. I mean, I don't really know if there's anything in between that you could give somebody that's of value. Whereas with what I do, we do a lot of what we call like foot in the door strategies, where you just give them like a little win in order to get them to know, like, and trust you. And then you can open up and do more and charge more and do more for them. So that's the strategy that a lot of new agency owners implement, and that can very easily be done. And now that you understand the funnel and you've created a funnel, you now can recreate that for another offer. So I mean, you understand the bones of, the process. You understand the process of getting somebody from a video to, a landing page to, sign up to, and the follow up and everything in between, to the offer, to the freebie, that you give them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that you've gone through that process with Claude, because that process is the same for any business. It really is. If you want to generate business from YouTube or from the internet. So I think that that was a great exercise for you. Like I said, I think that there's a lot of offers that you can start with. One of them would, you can offer conversational AI agents. You can do some research. And that's the other great thing about these AI agents, is they can do deep research to identify which offer would be best for you based on what it is that you enjoy doing, and or what it is that your local market needs. If that's something that you want to, like I said in the voice message that I left you, Sean, I thought initially that it would be, like local marketing. I'd be talking to the guys, down the street in Obidos, in your neck of the woods, like, me being you. But it's not that. You really need a bigger, broader market to be able to, and you can, why not? You can serve people anywhere. Shit, I've got a lot of agency owners that live in Portugal, and they do agency work for the US because it's the biggest market. It's the richest market. The businesses that run here in the US have money to spend. Typically in other countries, if it's not the US, Great Britain, Ireland, Canada, Australia, and maybe a couple more, from my experience, they don't have the it's just tougher to find a business that can really afford the services that you'd be offering as an agency.
Right.
So, yes, I think Spain. Spain would definitely. There's definitely some very wealthy, not just wealthy, but successful businesses in countries like Spain, and Portugal, and other countries that do offer local service ads. So you can do all that research using, deep research on either Claude or Codex. I mean, it's easier now than ever to do that kind of research to find out where the opportunity is,
Yeah, I mean the latest thing is Claude recommended is looking into offering like paid consultations to people who are interested in being an expat. Like what is it like?
Yeah.
What can I really expect? Like how much does life really cost there? What about these neighborhoods?
Yep.
So I put together, and it helped me put together a whole offering on that. So I'm starting to do that. I kind of get that out there. But then like I mentioned, like gosh, I've learned so much doing all this stuff. Like how can I really leverage that to go beyond this just helping people come to Portugal, right? I mean, or
right.
other countries. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out what I could do make sense. You had mentioned spending all that money on joining these groups. From I just can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I know.
right now I'm tits up right now.
Yeah.
I'm caught inside, right? I'm so caught inside. I'm just like paddling and goosh, oh man, duck dive. Oh no, another one. Oh fuck. So
well, I mean, and that's why, I mean, yeah, I just wanted to, let you know that there are groups out there that specifically help agencies get to 7 figures. Like I said, this one agency wanted me to give a training on local service ads, and so and to be added to their group, to be added to their school community, and yeah, I mean they charge like $5,000 to $7,000 one time. You're in the group, and he's got like 300 people in the group. It's crazy. Some of these guys. I mean, and that just goes to show you. I mean, he's been doing it for a while, so he's got testimonials, case studies, but now, you just gotta, you've got more tools than you've ever had at your disposal, to identify what can be, what you can do. Like I said, conversational AI, you can definitely offer that to businesses, answering the phone for them, customer service for them. I mean, you can now create websites for businesses. You've done it for yourself. You've seen how easy it can be. And you can leverage these AI agents to actually do the research for you, to identify businesses that have like pretty weak websites,
Oh my gosh. Well, I pulled Orion just yesterday. I was talking to my friend. He has a company called International Surf Properties.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. He sells properties all over the world that are in front of world-class surf destinations, so he's all over, like Panama, Indonesia, Costa Rica, whatever. And we're trying to work out a partnership. And I said, okay, let's start by sharing each other's information on each other's websites. And he's like, yeah, I don't know, I'll have to talk to my person how to do that. And I go, oh, hold on, watch this. Boom, check my website. Boom, there it is. I mean, I had already included a section, strategic alliances, a section on international surf properties, outline, boom, link to his site. And he was just like, whoa.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the wow moment that you can give people that goes a long way to proving that you know what you're doing. That's why I'm saying it's hard to do that, to translate that into the golden visa thing, but with what we do with digital marketing, you can do that, really quick and really blow people's minds and really make it so that they're like, oh my gosh, how'd you do that? Can you do that for me? And the value, Sean, that you give people for the first time that they can actually edit their website like that, just the value of them being able to edit their website on the fly. You know how much time, energy, effort, and money you're saving them?
Oh, I do. I do know.
I mean, it's insane. So that's why I'm saying, like, I hope that you're going to do the same thing for him. Charge him, a couple $1,000s because it's worth it. And then say, here, just do what I did with you. Like, do the same thing and just keep doing, like, do exactly what I did. Like, I hope that's why you said what you did. I mean, I pulled a Ryan, like do that and say, hey, I can do this for you. I can do my website is going to also include 2 1-hour sessions with me where I get on a Google Meet with you and I show you how to take ownership of the site so that you can do the same thing that I just did to make changes. That's what I would recommend. That alone right there is, I mean, obviously you struck a chord with him because he was like, whoa, like, because his understanding of that was, oh my gosh, I got to call my web editor. If I want to make a change on my website, I got to call my web editor. My web editor is going to charge me, $150 an hour. I'm going to get the bill and they're not going to get it done for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I got to stay on top of them to make sure it gets done. Whereas, so it's free. They get it done immediately and they don't have to do any follow-up. And it's like, and they don't have to, there's no back and forth on exactly what needs to be done. They can see what's done and they can get it done exactly the way they want it because they're the ones that are making the change with a prompt. So that's what I would offer. And then give them the conversational AI agent as well, like on their website to answer questions for people, and then you can start doing things like, I mean, if I were you, I would set up a Hermes agent for yourself and use Claude Code to set it up for you.
Well, I don't have. I mean, I don't have a lot of volume.
You don't need a lot of volume. What I'm saying is find things that you could have Hermes agent do for you, like lead generation.
Right.
Like, have it go and find businesses, like, and there's ways to do it that say, Hermes, it's called a / goal. I'm going to give you a / goal to go and find me 50 prospects that need a website that are local to Obidos that have an email. I want you to find their email and send a cold outreach email to them using a burner email that I'm going to purchase and have Claude help you find out how to do all that. It'll do all that for you. And it just, so you'll just have appointments in your show up on your calendar. Like
what's the best platform to build the website? So is it still, you think it's the
one that for now I would use the one that which is Google right. AI Studio. That platform, use it.
Frankly, I've been having trouble with it, especially with images. And I've stopped doing prompts directly in Gemini for my website. I do them in Claude. I tell Claude what I want. And I say,
that's why I'm saying that's why I'm saying Claude is really good at organization. It's really good at that. Google is not. Codex is great at programming. And this is what people just know. And Claude 4.8 Opus 4.8 just came out. If I were you, I would definitely just spring for the $100 a month plan and use it to its fullest. Like, just use Claude Opus 4.8 to its fullest potential. Have it identify prospects for you, get their emails, do all the stuff to get appointments scheduled on your calendar. Yeah, and I would start. I mean, you could just do that, and then forget Hermes. Just do that first, and then.
But it needs to be Opus 4.8. I can't do it just straight.
You can do it. You can use 4.7, but just in my opinion, even though here's the secret about these new models. Yes, they're more expensive, but they're 5 times more efficient. So you're paying more, but in reality, you're not paying more. You're actually paying less because they use 5 times fewer tokens, even though you're paying twice as much. So
Okay.
this is the thing that a lot of people don't really talk about, but like I'm either using Codex 5.5 or Opus 4.8 all the time because
So
yeah.
what's the best? So the one part of this whole thing that I was not a part of is actually like you set up the original website, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Using Gemini and AI Studio, right?
Yeah.
And then my one thing I don't know how to do is like get a name and a get hosting. And I know that Claude can help do that, right?
Who are you going to ask?
Right.
I mean, for God's sakes, if it can help you set up an entire funnel, there is no, I mean, seriously, there is nothing that Opus cannot do. It is PhD level on at everything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, so as I'm
It's just
saying,
insane.
like you don't like that's why I'm saying like you have access to all the tools. Just ask it. That's why I'm saying forget the $20 a month plan, step up, you're gonna need the $100 plan, and then just use it. I'm telling you, the people that are gonna have the most success are the ones that are using these tools and understand how to use these tools. So the faster you can understand, the more time you can spend, honestly, using these tools. That's all I'm doing. It's all I'm doing is figuring out how to use these tools to their fullest extent. My goal is to use 500 million tokens a month.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like a lot.
It's a lot of tokens, but like if I'm not using that many tokens and I'm not using AI enough in order to have it learn about me and for me to actually leverage it to get things done in my business and for myself. So I'm keeping track of my usage of tokens, not because I want to use less. I want to use as many as I can. So I'm doing things like having it work for me at night so that I can use more tokens so that it can do more things for me so that I can actually get more things done.
So how does it? How would it know which companies need a website? Can it make qualitative judgment, like look at a website and go, "This
Yes.
is old," and
Yes. Ask it. Can you do qualitative judgment on a website? If I ask you to find me 5 different businesses that have shitty websites in Obidos, can you do that for me? Yes.
okay.
In this vertical, in this vertical, in this vertical, and it'll do it. And then it'll get,
Right.
oh, and by the way, can you give me their email addresses or find their email addresses or figure out a way to get me their email addresses? Yes. Okay. Go do it. It's going to cost you, 1 million tokens. Okay. Go do it. I mean, it's better than an employee. Why? Because I freaking tell it one time and it remembers shit.
But I don't need a. Do you think I need right now like an outside or an AI agent, separate agent, or this is just stuff I
Yes,
can
for 2
do?
reasons. Number 1, because you need it to do things that you don't know how to do. And number 2, you need it to be able to get things done faster. And number 3, you need it because you need it to do research for you to identify what to do next. And number 4, you need it because you want to stay ahead of the workforce and understand a skill that nobody in Portugal knows.
All right. And which one do you recommend? So you're saying Hermes.
Yeah, and I'm not telling you anything that's not like, I mean, you know what I'm talking about because you've experienced it. So that's the funny thing. Like I'm not just blowing smoke and, all unicorns and bullshit. Like you've seen what it can do. So if you didn't know, then I would then like but you've been read your rights in essence. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't claim that you don't know because you've seen what it can do. So that's why I'm going, Sean, okay, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen it? Okay, then you understand all the reasons why I'm saying what I am. Because when I visited, and I told you about this when I visited you, when I visited Belarus a year ago, it was scary because AI was just starting to take over. And there was 3 people that we met that Tatiana went to high school with that are Belarusians. 0 out of 3 understood what AI was and said they are not and don't plan on using it. Belarus is fucked. So then I went and saw you, and I just, intermittently just talked to some people, and I could just get a vibe. Like, I guarantee you're like 0.0001% of the population in Portugal that understands what we're talking about right now. That is an opportunity. I mean, in the US, about 1% of people know what we're talking about. And we're at like the tip of the iceberg. We're like at the tip of the spear with AI. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you're going to spend any money, spend money on tokens, spend money on learning these tools. Stick with, if you like Claude, use it. Anthropic just had a $1 billion I think it was
trillion
dollar IPO.
Well, soon.
I mean, like, they're going to take over even the browsers are going to be like, it's like, what's coming down the pike. If you understand and get ahead of this curve, then you're going to have more opportunities than you know what to do with. And what that looks like is just just having fun, just like trying to break it. Like, that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm talking with it. I'm literally
I know, it's scary.
No, I mean, just talk. But do that more efficiently. Like, spend money on one tool that I recommend called Whisper, WHISPR. I'm gonna like, seriously, you're gonna thank me later. Let me give you my. I think there's invite here. Hold on, here. There is a QR here. There is a get a free month here. Use my referral code here. So I'm gonna send it to you. Highly recommended. Like, here's the private chat. I'm gonna send it to you. Hold on. This is gonna save you so much time because you can press function on your computer and talk to your computer, and it will just like you can do on Siri on your phone, but it sucks. This is actually
the worst.
but this is a really good. This is the Siri we always wanted, but for your computer. So you can talk to AI faster. Screw this typing bullshit. You just talk to it, and here's what you do, Sean. Seriously, you dictate everything about you so that it can understand you. That's the number one thing I would do. Is I would give it, because what's made Claude and these agents more valuable is that they have these markdown files that keep memory. Yeah. So it's like memory.in. Okay. So so you want to give it as much context about you as it can have. So that's where you can literally press function using Whisper and just dictate to it so that it can literally have full understanding of Sean and what it is that you're trying to do.
And that connects right to Claude.
Well, you'll see how to use it. It's very easy. It connects to all you got to do is just put
it makes MD files.
No, what it does is it allows you to transcribe your voice so that you press a button on your computer and it works like Siri. It just literally dictates. So wherever you have your cursor, it will just put
okay.
Super easy.
I got it.
So I think it's $20 a month.
God, there's so many of these fucking things.
I know, but I'm just telling you that if there's two things that I would get is Whisper and the $100 a month plan for Claude. That's it. And just go for it.
Fuck, they're so adept at knowing exactly what you need to start with and knowing exactly what the next thing you're going to need. Like Calendly. Okay, yeah, free. You want a reminder? You want an email reminder to go out automatically?
No.
That's $10 a month.
No, but see, all that's going away. You can set up when you learn how to use Claude, you'll create, just like me, eventually your own CRM. All that stuff will go away. Ask Hermes or ask Claude how to set up your own Google Calendar so you don't have to use Calendly. You can do that. You've got your own you've got your own Google account. You've got your own domain, so you can set up. I just did it today. I'm getting rid of Go High Level. So I don't have people schedule appointments with me with my link from Go High Level anymore. I'm getting rid of that $50 a month, plan, because I can have people schedule through my Google Calendar. Google Calendar has a great calendar tool, as good or better than anything else out there. So you can drop Calendly, and you can have Claude.
Drop HubSpot.
You can even HubSpot is a CRM. Again, you don't have to have HubSpot if you have a basic CRM, and you can set that up yourself. And eventually, you'll get there, but just take it one step at a time, and you're definitely on the right path, because you're poking around, you're learning the tools. The next step would be to have Claude help you set up an agent harness like Hermes, HERMES. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to start by, at least Claude can help me find some websites that suck, and email and phone numbers and help reach out.
Yeah, and schedule an appointment. You can at least give them an audit of their website, and at least have Claude start scheduling these appointments for you.
Would you lead in with a website already done for people? Like, hey, this is what it could look like. I did it.
I mean, honestly, you could have it done before you even meet, or just say, hey, look, this is what a lot of agencies are doing. They're literally creating the website. So what it does is, if you can create an email that's specific for the person that you're sending, the more specificity is one of the psychological triggers. So if you can give the business owner the solution in the beginning, so that you've got authority, which is another psychological trigger, then they're going to, your conversion rate is going to go from 1 in 100 to 200 emails that you send out to 1 in 20. So it might take you 20 emails to send out, but so what? I mean, that's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. You could just do that. And people will pay it, especially with the value that you're bringing, which is you can
fix it.
Yeah, you can update your website, or what you can do is you can say, you know what, I'll update the website for you, and I'll charge you $100 a month. Flat fee, or and that includes one update a month, or whatever, however you want to do it. Initially, I would probably just throw all that in and say, hey, here's your big issue is, you probably hate calling up that web developer. Well, you're never gonna have to do that again. All you have to do is prompt what changes you want to make. They're done in seconds, and you pay no extra money, and it's done instantly. I'm going to show you how to do it in 2 meetings, and I'll have your website ready for you by tomorrow. Or, so you can send it, to them in the email, and they can see it.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would do. And then, you can add all kinds of bells and whistles, like the chat widget, like on the site. Do you need an AI agent to answer the phone? Because all these guys have issues answering the phone. They
don't answer the phones here. It's ridiculous.
So that's what I'm saying. So you can solve like ask them, what are your number one problems? You know, what are your problems what are your issues? You know, and then you just knock them out one by one with Claude.
With Claude, my new boyfriend. I love him so much.
Right? I mean, it's great. I mean, you know, you'll see. Well, we can let me know. I want to, you know, give me an update and you know, let me know how it's going.
Yeah, let me be your flagship old dog, new tricks case study.
Yeah. I mean, if I can teach you, oh my gosh.
I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, that'll be awesome, man. Like literally,
Well,
like
I was telling my friend Kyle, you guys haven't really connected again more, but I tell him, yeah, I was thinking about doing this. He goes, that's the only good idea you've had since I've known you.
dude, he knows. Like you could, like if you like this is, I just don't know. I mean, if like this skill could be like the last skill that pretty much like I don't really know outside of this skill of really knowing how to set up an agent, because it does, once you set up these agents, like I find myself now having a conversation with it going, holy shit, like I'm literally talking to this agent like it's an employee, and I'm getting pissed at it sometimes.
Yeah.
You know,
oh my god,
and then
oh my god,
you know, and then and you know, and but the best thing is I can't. I'm literally talking to it because I'm doing the whisper thing.
it's
You know,
scary.
so it's like, but at the same time though, like how good it is pretty amazing. The amount of progress that I've made in like 2 weeks and what it's able to accomplish is like we're yeah.
You're seeing it in your bottom line.
Yeah, I'm seeing it because okay. So the way that businesses are setting these up is I've got an agent for marketing, I've got an agent for lead gen, I've got an agent for follow up, I've got an agent for resuscitating leads, old leads. I've got all these agents, and then I've got a judge or a general manager overseeing all these different agents. So I've literally created a business hierarchy with agents, with Hermes. So Hermes has created a judge that oversees all of these sub agent employees. And each agent has its own role and job. And if it doesn't do its job, the judge self-corrects it. So I mean, like if that isn't like literally, this is what everybody is going to be doing, because if it's why wouldn't any business owner do that? If you can have an agent that is your tax agent, all the agents that I just mentioned, you know, your lead follow-up agent, your meeting prep agent, your daily brief agent, you know, on and on and on. I mean, your lead gen agent, your attorney agent, you know, all the different jobs in your business, you know. So anyway, so that's what you can do with Hermes, and that's why I'm saying learn Claude so that you can use that as your foundation to help you create your Hermes agent that can do all these things for you. And then,
but then I need an additional computer.
No, you can use a virtual computer. I use Orgo, ORGO. You can either use a VPN or I can point you in the right direction when you get to that point.
All right.
All right.
I'm in.
All right.
Was it just us? There's nobody like listening.
No, I mean there's 5 people watching. There's lurkers
really?
on X and yeah. And so hey guys, if you have any questions, please post them below the video wherever you're watching them. 5 other people that are watching. You can go to the school community, the website. There's a school community. Let me know any questions you have, and we'll be here next week at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And Sean,
Oh, let me grab your Whisper link before we hang up.
Yeah, private chat.
Okay.
Yep. And yeah, let me know what questions you guys have, and we'll talk to you soon. And hit me up on WhatsApp or text, Sean.
All right, I will, man. Thank you.
Yep. See ya. Bye.
See ya.